I was sent this video to analyze by Leonard Walson on YouTube, and I thought, well, it's just one more of these quick moon crater videos. I won't see anything, but wow, it really impresses me. So I'll actually take on a quick tour. As we go through it, you'll see those structures there. I'll actually pause it. I'll enlarge those. And there's two or three, and they're actually similar. And again, normally I wouldn't think much of these type of videos, but this is very clear, and I've found a lot of very, very good structures there. It's amazing. So we'll pause it, and I've enlarged that picture there. These look similar, those two. Wow, I haven't seen that. Oh, look at that. That's actually, it's a cross shape. There's a sphere there. There's one sticking out there. I'll have to take one more up a picture and process that. I actually didn't see that before. That's amazing. That is just totally amazing. So I'll enlarge those pictures there. You'll see those ones as well. I see something round there and round there like a dome, and there also there you'll see like two towers coming, and that's also very interesting, because anything that does not look unnatural will obviously get my attention. Wow, especially that wall there, that rounded object. This is very good. Let's continue. It shows non-human type designs, things I wouldn't see on Earth. So that's why obviously it captures my imagination that there is actually something there. Okay, I'll have to enlarge those pictures then later. Even that there is like a wow. Those objects there, those towers there, that tower there especially. That's a tower there, rod shape. There's structures in there. Look like pathways there. There's one rod there. I'll have to take more pictures. Each time I see this, I'm starting to see more things. There's some sort of towering there. And there's that tower and then that wall. And that they're at right angles. So that, and also those structures there. Wow. They're the ones I enlarged. So it's just great. Especially that there. You'll see the tower, and then there's a wall. There's one at 90 degrees to it. I've enlarged that object there. It's actually a blue. It's in a question mark shape. That's a tower. It's a round object. I'm just thinking, wow, how is all this possible? It is non-human type design. I'll have to take more still shots. Each time I look at this, I actually see more things. There's three there, like three walls are popping up. Especially that. That is just amazing. And there's that question shape, a blue type of building there. There's one wall there. These are spectacular images. I've enlarged these fairly well, so you'll see those processed. I'll just pause it. I've tried to zoom in on those images. Look like three towers in that crater. There's fantastic videos here. Try to zoom in on that white object coming out of that crater. Now this is where we come in. There's something there. I'll try to zoom in later. There's a wall there. We're coming into this area now where I picked up all these bizarre things, look like cranes, and that's, yeah, that's actually horizontal. I'll have to zoom in on that one as well. This is where we see those very bizarre things coming up now. That one. The whole area is just filled with craters in unusual positions, I should say. That's fantastic. That one there, it's got a wall and a dome right there. Who knows how old these can be? There's hardly any rain there, any erosion happening from heavy winds. That area in there as well. And we now come to this area where I saw what looked like those cranes that I spotted out before, but I didn't pause it in time. There's an object there that arches over. There's one object there that looks out of place. That one there looks to be actually constructed on top of those individual craters or pits, mining pits. That object there sitting in the crater and also the objects behind it. Seems to be a tower object in there. Those two are joined by a wall in between. It's unusual. There's an object in that crater as well. There's two things in that crater. There's a blue wall that goes over there that I've zoomed in on. That structure there with that white dome on top. That object there I've zoomed in on. Those two objects there look out of place, obviously. That object right there looks to be some sort of apparatus as well, and that whole blue area coming off. I have to pause right there. There's something there. I'll have to zoom in on that again. And all these walls that appear right there, that object there. I have to take more photographs. There's the tower that comes out of there as well. That's a zigzag shape. This video has great things in there, which I'll enlarge. Fantastic. Well, obviously that there isn't normal with two on each side. There's that wall in between. There's that object there that seems to go right into that crater. These are great images, especially those two objects right there. Right there in that crater. In there. I'll actually pause it and take. I've enlarged this object there, which is a step 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got steps, it's got walls in there. That is ridiculous. I can't believe that was filmed. That is just too hard to. Also, there's a curvy object in there as well. One archway is going over. These things are not human type design that we would actually design them, so it's just fascinating. Oh, there's actually a sphere in there as well. I didn't see that. There's actually a long object, rod-like, a sphere. That rod coming up there. Oh, we got this right angle straight away and an object coming over there. And these look like little buildings there in the crater. I've zoomed in on those as well. That's a object coming up. Wow. Everywhere you look, the more you look, that's a square object there. I'll try to take this up. So if we start playing it, it'll clear up on the top. I'll pause it right there. So that's where that rod comes up. There's a rounded object there. There's our step object and the one that goes down. Wow, I'll take you now to the pictures. This is fantastic. I'll play it once, play it a bit more. Every time you look, you just see more things that are not meant to be there. It's great. That object that goes over and into the crater, there's like objects there, especially that there. I'll have to pause that. That object there, if it's paused in the right spot, it looks like there's a platform and it's propped up by some arches, and it's actually triangular shape. Now, I thought they were rocks initially, but after analysing all these other things, obviously there's actually more to that than meets the eye. So I'll actually take a picture of that as well. So by just playing it slightly and pausing it, there it is. I see two arches supporting it, and it's like a platform there. So I'm not sure if that's some sort of artwork, or it doesn't look like a mining machinery would. You see what I mean? It's got two supports there supporting it, and then it's like a dome similar to the Sydney Opera House, and you've got these structures there as well. I didn't think of that. I'm just trying to get it the right pause to actually show that. In fact, there it is there again. You see that support, and it actually looks like more of a sculpture rather than it's actually doing anything. That's amazing. I think I pause in the right position again. Looks like more there's a process coming up and it's supported down there as well. Now these were the pictures that I enlarged, and they're all fantastic. So there's two or three straight away which are like, wow, what's going on? I'll go to those first. That looks like equipment, some sort of equipment there. That one just, wow, there it is. It just sits there and leans over. That one there looks as though that was the first one. There's some sort of arches or building shapes. That one there as well. That shape, especially that a beam that goes over that direction. This is good because it actually shows that crater. There's an object there. There's a sidearm. There's one there. I'll try to enlarge it. It's hard to believe, but yeah, that's what I see in these images. There's that one with a pillar, the wall, and it turns 90 degrees. There's that thing on the edge that looks like a crane. You see that thing coming over that side? And there's the tower there. So they're all the ones quickly that look like they're actually objects hanging over the crater that could be lifting things, or I don't think it's any artwork or anything like that. It's just what it could be. It's just I can't work out that these are so clear images that actually show objects that are, especially there. There's that object in that pit, then it's surrounded by those blue walls as well. And there's that object, looks like a tower that connects those two or three craters right there. So it looks like it's actually constructed. There's that object. There's just step up 1, 2, 3 steps. It's got actually like two processes at the end. There's an object right there. So actually concentrate on that because that does not look normal at all. There's all sorts of things there. So actually go through the pictures one by one now. It's just fantastic. So let's go through these one by one quickly. These look like the two columns. There's a top column there, there's something very bright supported by some pillars on top. Let's just get the screen down a fraction. That's better. That's a wall there. These are actually composed of a blue type material. There's that pillar, there's the wall, turns 90 degrees. That looks like a horseshoe shaped structure. It's got like a composed of that dark blue material. There's the pillar, the wall, and the crater. Closer up, closer. There it is again. Side walls, there's actually two there at 90 degrees. There it is again at 90 degrees. There it is again. This is great. That just shows an object there. There's a horizontal arm leaning over it. There's one object there as well. So it looks like something there is actually mined in the... there it is there. There's one object sitting on there and there's a side arm. That object just leans over straight away. That's unusual. Obviously you can't have these craters joined in that way, so obviously it looks like they've been mined or actually some sort of mining pits. I don't think it's been cleared up. This one, what I thought, shows some square type of buildings happening in there. So that's why I've tried it. That one hasn't been that easy to show. Something's happening in this picture as well, so I'm trying to bring it up. It just shows towers and objects there at right angles and things like that. Not that clear that I would like it, but obviously there's something's happening there. There's that step up object. Objects in there. There it is there, and then all these strange holes nearby. And then you've got one there. So it looks like to be a crane or something that could lift something. There it is. There it is there. There it is there again. There's that object in between those craters. There's that thing that sits in the crater. They're not that clear, but it shows there's a crater, and all of a sudden you've got a walled object going at right angles, and all of a sudden something is popping out of that hole there. There's an object that goes over the edge of that, and it's actually a blue wall coming across. I think that's been processed. That's the best I can do, that one. I think I'll have to process that. It just shows a blue type of a wall near that object that hangs over the edge there. There it is again. Actually, this is a square type of object on that blue wall. Right there. It's like some sort of a pyramid on top of it. So the architecture isn't anything that I would see on Earth. Look, step up. You see those steps? And it goes up. Yep, that's better. I'll have to do processing on this one as well. Not much to really see on that one. This is that object in the crater. And you've got the blue, very dark blue walled areas that are formed around there. That square on top. Something's round there. Wow. This is obviously unusual. You've got three there, joined by this wall up there. That's a rounded object in that opening there. There's that rounded object in the opening. I don't think I've cleared that much anymore. I can't do it anymore. Actually, I just did manage to clear up a bit. It's only a fine tune on it, but it just brings up certain things. This is the blue things around crater. I can't do that much more. So it actually seems these craters are actually huge mining pits. It sounds crazy to me, but obviously we found things look like implements in there. There's that strange shape in there. These are the second set of images that I took, so we'll go through them quick. There's a definite patterns occurring, and some of these are just amazing. Here we've got all these lattices, like definite structures there in the mine. I'm not sure, are they tubes or are they signs of excavation? But just look at these, they're fantastic. I can't believe I zoomed in that good. Look at that. That's fantastic. I think that's been processed already. These are just great images. These actually show tubes more than crisscross tubes there. Great images. There's that bizarre object. There's that tower, then that wall appears. More crisscrosses. There's a tower and all these crisscrosses in the mine, or tubes or whatever. There's that tower and wall. Right angles, that tower was there. Mining area, I think that's been reduced. Processed. No, it hasn't. That just brings it up a fraction. That's good. There we go. These are great images. I never dreamed of having images like this. There's an object just sits there in the crater. Now I've tried to process this as much as I can. I'll try to play around with the colour, see what we can do with this. It's probably the best there. Tint. Best. Colour temperature. Best is a little bit more. It just sits there. There's that tower on the rim of the crater, or mine, whatever you want to call it. So I'm trying to bring it up a fraction. It's the best I can do on that one. There it is again. It's more square-like, so you can see a rectangle here. I think that has been processed as much as I can do it actually. There's a tower that comes over at the edge. Now this is just so, look, there's white and blue components around the edge of it, and it looks like it's propped up there. So I think I've processed this before, or I haven't. That might bring up a fraction better. That's a crazy image. That one there, you've got all these like wall structures. There's a tower, crisscross structures there. And that's looks like a typical open cut mine. It's just, or are they actually cities? Here's that blue and white object. I think I've processed that as well as I can. More curvy, twisty tubes on the ground. That's a common type of structure there. I've noticed these tubes. They're always twisting and turning. Very bizarre looking. There's that bizarre object again. It's just great the way it hangs out. These don't look like moon craters or impacts. These are joined. So it looks like it's more for mining purposes. This thing is great. It just shows that curved area on top. There's a rectangle on top of it, and it's a blue and white. I just can't believe I caught that. Now I'm trying to really process this the best way I can, because this is a very important image. Bring this down a fraction. This just kills everything, that image. There it is. You've got curved platforms there, a object on there, a tower. That is one hell of an image. Here's that thing that comes out sideways. It's blue. There's white walls. I've seen that it looks circular, and there's two filaments that come out of there. I'll try to enlarge that. It's a crazy looking object. There it is, the end of it, and here are the square buildings there. Here's that white wall, and here's a blue, I think it's a cylinder that sticks out. Wow. That is so good. There it is again. There are the white walls, and there are the squarish type rectangle buildings there. Here I see two filaments coming out of it. It looks like a rounded cylinder, and there's two things coming out the top. I'll try to play around with the noise color again, exposure. That is just amazing. There it is again. It looks rounded, the two filaments. I think that has been processed. The white walls there, and that hangs over one of the walls. There are part of the walls in there. I think that's been processed. These are spectacular images. I just can't believe I zoomed in and caught all this stuff. And there is that blue object, and here's one tower that comes up, square one. I think that's light or whatever. That has been processed as far as I can tell. Wow, you can just see that tower there, and this blue one tower and a little small one, and it hangs over the edge there. And you got that white crisscross, a lattice of buildings or walls underneath supporting that. That is also a crazy picture. That is amazing. I just can't believe it's coming up that good. There's that bright, whatever it is. There's that tower. There's that blue object. Try to do it again. There it is again. There it is again. That looks more like now a rectangle. That is a tower, and that hangs over the white walls. These are great images. Okay, that's all.